Good morning, beautiful honey dips. So let's talk about like investing in oneself, right? And for me, for us women, us black women or women of color, however you refer to yourself, let's talk about the importance of investing in the process of thriving, right? So we have been conditioned to survive just through centuries of oppression, and this video is nothing about that. So we're not going to even talk about that. We know what that has felt like and we know what that has been like. However, no one has ever really taught us what it's like to live in the space of thriving and freedom, like true freedom. And so it is my mission, is my purpose, not just with Honey Dip Yoni Spa, with my life in general as Anisha. My purpose is to convince women to decide to invest in themselves because they're worthy of thriving. And I don't mean the material, like, yes, materialism can be fun and it's cute on the outside, but let's talk about like real life investing and making sure that you're thriving in the space that you're in. And so for me, it's two things that do that for black women, and it's making sure, one, that our womb health is good. Like I said, your menstrual cycle is your fifth vital sign, and womb health is so important because that's our tree of life. Like, that's where we produce from. And I don't mean just a baby. Like, we literally give birth to our life, to our manifestations through our womb, right? That's where our creativity lives. That's where our sexuality is, meaning that's where we get our feelings from. So it's so important that our womb health is good, but it's also important that our ability to earn money, to generate income and cash flow to support ourselves and our families is there. Like, it is so important. And so, I want to take this time to let you know some of the things that I did in 2020 and 2021 to invest in myself and make myself as a person more profitable. And one of the best things that I did for myself, and I've said this many times, was to invest in a good therapist. I needed, for me, it was important that I would have a black woman therapist, and she's a black woman Latina, which is amazing. And so she just understood from so many different levels where I was coming from without me even having to say certain things. Like, my experience, for the most part, is a similar experience to her. So I didn't even have to say certain things, and it's the way that I would look or my mannerisms or just things like that. She just understood on a deeper level. So I will tell you, investing in therapy, and it's crazy because when I called her, I just said, hey, I'm actually like calling just to see, like, if I think maybe I could use some therapy. Like, let's just see what could happen. And so, yeah, like I called just on a whim, not a whim, but just knowing that I needed a little extra support. And I thought that's what I was calling her for. Like, maybe let's find a little extra support for me. But she ended up being amazing. Like, it was the best decision that I have made probably within the last 5 years since opening Honey Dip Yoni Spa, was to invest in a good therapist. The second decision that I made in 2020 was to invest in someone to help with public speaking. And so I called Tony Ringo's school, and I got Kaylin as like a public speaking instructor, and we went through so much, but we had such a good time together, as well as she really helped me to get over my camera shyness. So that's how I'm able to like come to you. And when you are knowing that you will need to speak your voice into the world, it doesn't hurt to get someone to kind of get you over the hoop of your camera shyness. And again, it was an investment, but she was so worth it. Like, I'm so comfortable talking to you now, and I wouldn't have been that way a year ago. Yeah, I would do lives like once every quarter, but that's it. Like, that's as far as it'll go for me. So that was so great. And I didn't hire her as like an acting coach and that kind of thing. Like, that wasn't what I did it for, but I knew that I needed to be able to communicate my purpose, and so and speak to women. And so that's what I did. I invested in a speech or a public speaking coach. So those are some of the things. Now, if you're talking about business, listen, your girl invested tens of thousands of dollars in my business last year. Some of the things worked, some of the things did not. It's all trial and error. I will say, one thing I realized investing, and this is where investing in yourself can actually help you on the flip side, is I realized that I had a lot of skills that I just hadn't made profitable for myself, right? So yes, I've been like a Yoni Steam coach or a Yoni Steam trainer, practitioner, and I've been doing that. That's something that I made profitable for myself, as well as a way to serve my community. But something else, and I've been doing like business coaching, and people can hire me and have been able to hire me for years. I've helped people to open restaurants and spas and like spiritual practices. Like, I've helped so many women kind of open their business. So that wasn't what I realized I could do, but really focusing on the strategy part is something that I realized that I have like a great talent for. And I've always known it, but I didn't know how to vocalize it. And it is the strategy. Like, I can definitely help a woman see her vision and help her build her business strategy around her business. Before, as a business coach, I focused on sustainability, which is really important in the greater scheme of the strategy. But like the overall strategy from hiring people, I've done all of that for companies. So listen, I got you, right? But it took investing in myself in order for me to see where could my voice, where could my experience, where could my talents, where could my intuition be used? And speaking of intuition, in 2018, I invested in a course with Brown Girls Who Bruja about using your intuition as a business. And yes, I would use my intuition as a business through Yoni Steamer. Like, I talk to my clients, and those of you that have been with us since Pearland and our little 89 square feet, first of all, hey girl, hey. But you know, like, we used to sit in there and talk to each other, and I would do like spiritual readings as a part of the Yoni Steam. And taking that course from Brown Girls Who Bruja showed me like that's a whole different service. Like, you need to be charging for that service because you're spending your time and your energy working with your clients and helping to improve their lives, and that could be profitable for you. So after all of these years, like, now I'm charging for, and I didn't just do that. I did that immediately. Listen, y'all, let me tell you the blessings of investing in yourself. So I invested in that course, and it was $222. And at that time, I had just moved into a new building, so my rent had almost doubled for Honey Dip Yoni Spa. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take this class. Something within me told me to go ahead and invest this $222 that I had, but I really didn't need to spend. Y'all, before the second session, I had already made my $222 plus some. So listen, when your spirit tells you to move and to invest and to go ahead and like really truly make a commitment to yourself to do better and to thrive, do that. But no, it's gonna take some work from you. Actually, that's the real work, okay? So like I said, if you're looking for a business strategist, I am definitely available. I have helped several dozen women to start their businesses, whether they consider it their side hustle. And that's the first thing. When you call me, just know the first thing we're gonna go through is that your business is not your side hustle, okay? It may be something that you're doing part-time right now, but it is not your side hustle, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, if you need help starting the side hustle, if you need help figuring out what gifts could you use that are profitable so that you can make more income, even if you love your job. even if you love your corporate job or your job as a teacher, there are things that you can do in this world that would make you a lot of money to sustain your family. And so that's the point. We need to generate more income to sustain our family and sustain and invest in our community. So I hope you found this video helpful. And it's just, again, another video about feminine empowerment. So I hope that you take away from this that your womb health is extremely important regardless of the stage of life you're in, right? And number two, so is your financial health and your ability to make money. So I'll see you next time.